Hello, everybody. This is John Paval with the Access Arts Live Sunday live stream action update to let you know about the handful of highly diverse and intriguing different live streams which will be going on today. Hold on just a second here. I got to make sure that we're bringing online our people on Instagram, and I'm having a little bit of stubbornness with getting that done. Hold on. I need to click on something there, and it's not happening. So we're going to go ahead without that. And sorry about that for those of you who wanted to see this live on Instagram, but you'll get the recording. Okay, what we have for you is we have 4 different live streams, each of them very different from the other. And I throw in a couple extra kickers that I'll tell you about in just a second. The first of them at noon today, European time, 6 in the morning on the East Coast. Don't ask what time on the West Coast. 11 o'clock in the evening down under in Australia. Vivo is live streaming the Stèles Duo in Madrid in a concert which they say is about the sonic dimorphism between tradition and the avant-garde. Well, you can tune in and figure out what that means. It's a German violinist, a young German violinist, Valerie Steenken, and the veteran Mexican pianist, Ricardo Ali Alvarez Acuña, who teaches at the Reina Sofia School in Madrid. They'll be playing music by George Benjamin and Arvo Pärt, both of whom were born in the 20th century, and by Manuel Ponce and Richard Strauss, both of whom were born in the mid-19th century. And I think that's the whole point. It's miniatures by Benjamin for solo violin, a violin piano piece by Arvo Pärt, a short sonata by Ponce, and a Strauss sonata in E-flat major opus 18. If you want to hear some 19th and 20th century born music, this is it. Okay, next up is, and you see them in the picture there. Next up, and this is at the same time, although it's a later time in the day, in Siberia, the Tomsk Philharmonic, conducted by Igor Berendeyev, who is always taking chances and confronting challenges, is playing Stravinsky from the Firebird, from the Rite of Spring, and from Petrushka, which is very rhythmic dance music, and they're doing it inside of a dynamic media art installation. They're going to use 3D graphics and a tracking to project animated videos and graphics and create the illusion of movement in space. Now, if you don't know what this kind of stuff looks like, here, let me show you what animated, what these kind of graphics can look like. And you can imagine an orchestra being shrouded in that kind of an environment. So, and my question is, why aren't we seeing American symphonies doing experiments like this? Why aren't we seeing European symphonies doing experiments like this and live streaming them? I haven't seen it. Why do we have to go to Siberia to get this kind of experimentation? Come on, DSO. You know, come on, Bonfest Berlin, or Bonfest, where is it? Beethoven Fest Bonn? Get with it. Okay, then later in the day, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, Thomas Hospital, this top organist who's resident at St. Eustache Church in the heart of Paris, will be playing César Franck's 3 chorals. And this was the last great work by César Franck, and you gotta ask yourself whether or not he knew it was. Because he was in a traffic accident in July of 1890. And then between then and November of 1890, when he died from complications due to the traffic accident, he composed these three great chorales, which are among the top pieces he's composed. He must have known that his health was ailing. Did he know how badly? Was this his farewell? Anyway, you could do much worse than to listen to Thomas Hospital play this music at St. Eustache Church. And then finally, there's community concerts at Second, which is featuring musicians of the Baltimore Symphony. Now, here's the thing. Musicians of the Baltimore Symphony, that's a thing. They don't just happen to become, there's a picture of them. They have their own website, and they very systematically go out and perform in the community. So, and I never have time to show all of the pictures of all of the performers, and this time I do. So I'll just take a moment. They'll be doing Ellen Taffes-Willich's quintet for clarinet and strings, and that's with the performers you see across the top line there of the bottom three lines of photos. That's Holly Jenkins and Kevin Smith on the violins, Jacob Shack on the viola, Jaime An, I hope I pronounced that right, on the cello, and Vitor Trindade on the clarinet. And Vitor, since he's the fifth one, this is a quintet, you also see him on the next line down because he plays on the next piece, but it's a wind quartet by Jean Frances, or Jean Francais. I'm not sure if you, even though I speak fluent French, I'm not sure about that X at the end of the name. That's Melissa Hooper on the oboe, Christine on the oboe, Christine Murphy on the flute, and Skylar Jackson on the bassoon for that wind quartet. Then they will finish up with Brahms's Piano Quartet No. 1 in G minor, Opus 25, with Boram Kang on the violin, Peter Minkler on the viola, Holgen Kajoni on the cello, and Wanchi Su on the piano. That's what we have for you in today's lineup. That, you know, it goes from very classical in Madrid, the sonatas, to a wild media installation concert playing Stravinsky. And, you know, people rioted when Stravinsky's Rite of Spring was first performed in Paris. I would love it if some American symphony would say, look, once a week, whenever we do these symphonies where we play them twice, one of those concerts is going to be an art media installation. You want to bring young people in? Well, yeah, do that. You may drive away some of those gray hairs you've been depending on, but I guarantee you, if you want to bring in young people, you want to start living in the 21st century. You know, that's just got to happen. Anyway, so, and then you've got Thomas Hospital playing wonderful chorals by César Franck, and then these terrific musicians from the Baltimore Symphony who are constantly going out into the community and doing outreach with chamber music like this. That's what we have for today. Enjoy this Sunday. I'll be back tomorrow as usual with a roundup of big stage productions. We've got several choral and operatic works going on this week. It's going to be a big week for you opera and choral work lovers. So ciao for now.